righty, ho, Lions fans. Welcome to the Detroit Lions podcast, episode 514, the Detroit Lions final post-game show of the regular season. We got playoff shows coming. We're doing it live. I am your host, Chris, and with me is my good friend and gorgeous co-host, Ash, the man, Thompson. How you doing, brother?
Not too bad. I will accept mediocre friend and not terrible looking.
One or the other, buddy. I'm only giving you one. If I had two to give. In today's show, we're going to talk about the game. We got a lot there. There's a lot of fun to talk about in what happened and what we saw. We're also going to talk or cover the post-game presser with Coach Campbell, and if they give us some players, we'll get those on there as well. It is the end of the season, ahead of the playoffs. We had a great victory over Minnesota. Kind of sealed the deal on who the better team is in the NFC North. It feels kind of good. So that's a good deal. We'll take your calls, as we like to do, and a whole lot more. We got a great show lined up. Ash, are you ready to go, sir?
Let's get it on.
Let's kick this off and break it down.
All right. Woo! We almost won. We almost won 13, but we did win 12, which has been the first time since 1991.
What else happened that year, Chris?
They created an awesome t-shirt that we've thrown back to this year. How did I do that? Champs 2023 for the NFC North. It's the first NFC North title. We threw back to that Central Championship winner from 1991. And what an opportunity. Go to shirt.DetroitLionsPodcast.com. It's available in blue, and it's available in black, and it's available now in heather. And maybe someone from the truck can sneak one in, but we also have a Sherpa fleece blanket with that logo on it that is fantastic. I was wrapping it out by the fire out back this weekend. It was fun. It was really nice. So anyway, first time since 91 that we've won 12 games. My son mentioned it's the first time in his lifetime. What an achievement for these Detroit Lions. I think they've only done 12 games or more, a total of, I'm pulling this slightly out of my rear end and partly out of my decrepit memory. I think it's only been like 5 times in the history of the Lions. I'll look it up while we do this. In the history of the team that we've had this many wins. So it is a joyous occasion for our Detroit Lions.
Indeed it is. How many players are on this team even that were alive last time the team won this many games?
I don't even know, man. That's
no, me neither. I'm actually going to check that right now because I'm not sure how many guys are that old. I don't think we have many. It might actually be 0.
It could be. I just had this delivered. Look at this beautiful Sherpa fleece. And on the other side, we have the gorgeous logo.
We got one.
We got one player that was old enough.
Jake McQuaid, long snapper.
There's my guy.
There we go. Yeah. That's my next jersey right there.
Get yourself one of these. These are beautiful blankets.
Nice.
Store.DetroitLionsPodcast.com. It's all in there in the miscellaneous section for the blankets, shirts, for the beautiful shirts, men's, women's, and fine material. Wouldn't you say, Ash?
I would say that, but I will say almost anything. So, whatevs.
I love your conviction. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. Just looking for the opportunity to sell out. Somebody buy me.
I didn't think the indictment would stink, but there we are with a conviction. All right, let's get into this. These Lions did it, man. What a season. After the last game, it was some salty Minnesota fans because, Hawkinson went out hurt. Oh, they're dirty. Oh, they hit him low. And, well, look what we saw today. We saw a battery of injuries in the Lions side. We'll talk about that a little bit. Yeah. And then, you barely won. This is a pretty sound beating on behalf of the Detroit Lions for
score win.
Yeah. Yeah. In a divisional game. Divisional games are always tough, no matter who it is. I mean, the Lions won in their worst years. They would take divisional games. That's just the nature of playing teams twice a year and seeing them as frequently as you do your division rivals. And it's tough. I mean, it's the worst case of it is the NFC South, which, God, I wish we played in that division right now.
Oh man. Yeah. That'd be great.
All right, so we're hoping for the Commanders. We're hoping for the Giants to pull out victories over the Eagles and the Cowboys. What's your preference? Who, if only one of the Eagles or Cowboys won, what would your preference be for that win?
Cowboys. It's a nicer weather stadium. I don't like the idea of Philadelphia in the divisional round. The weather potential for that just we're built a lot better for it than we had been previously, and like the Snow Bowl, I don't think we would be quite as screwed as we were that game, but I'd rather just have the warm weather, golf comfortable, yada, yada, yada throughout this entire thing.
Let me ask this though. If Philadelphia wins, when we meet up with Dallas in round 2, would we meet them up at home?
Yes. Assuming that happens, but what has to happen for that to happen? Because
that's all I care about. That's all I care about.
Just saying,
between those two, though, right?
Super likely. Yeah, there's no
none of this we have to go back to Dallas if Dallas loses today and Philadelphia wins.
Correct. But I would rather go to Dallas than go to Philadelphia.
Fair enough.
That's my take on that one.
So either they both lose or just Philadelphia wins is our best case scenario.
Yes. Well, I mean, they both lose is our best case scenario, but our second best case scenario is Philadelphia also loses. But I hate Dallas, so I'm still going to be happy if just Dallas loses. It's just if both of them win, I'm not happy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I hate Dallas too. I've hated Dallas for a long time. I took great joy in the 90s where we were just always that spoiler, and feels like maybe the shoe could be on the other foot. We'll see how that goes. All right. Eyes open for the post-game show. Let's go straight for the Laporta injury. Let's go right into that one right now.
Do we have to?
Yeah. It sucks.
Well, and a lot of people are going to say, why was he playing? And the answer is because there is still something to play for.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not, there is something to play for in this game. So guys are going to play. That's just the way it is. You know what
football.
I mean?
It could have happened in the first play of the playoffs.
Oh, exactly. It's not like it happened in the late fourth quarter when we were up by 2 scores. The game wasn't out of hand. Like they were still trying to win, so they played the guys who helped them do that. But I mean, at the point where he got hurt, the number 3 and 4 receivers on the team in terms of catches were Donovan Peoples-Jones and Khalif Raymond. Neither of whom I'm told are starters. So we were kind of resting guys, just not specific guys. Like you want Laporta to maybe have a shot at his 1,000-yard season and
Brock Wright was out. And Brock Wright is out.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So are you just going to play James Mitchell and then bring in Skipper every time you want 2 tight ends? I don't think that's going to happen. And if Laporta's on the field, he's not doing cleanup tight end duty. You know what I mean? He's going to be the guy making the catches.
Yeah.
So there's only 53 guys on the roster and you can't sit 22 of them for a full week. It just doesn't work.
Yes. Quick. So 100%. I want to get to this question that Mark, you have. I've seen a couple times in the chat. We'll get it in 1 second. I just want to finish up with the Laporta thing. He could have got injured in the first play of the next game. It's football. It happens. It's a rough game, and injury is always a risk. I will tell you, Brock Wright will be back next week. He's going to be healthy and good to go. We can only hope for Laporta being a playoff game. You really hope that he'll be there for that. But you want your rookie to get reps. Resting guys, that's fine. I feel better about resting guys that are veterans than I do rookies, right? Mm-hmm. I think the game that Jack Campbell played today was probably one of the most important games he played this season, and he had a good game. Campbell had a really, really good game out there today. I think it's important to get those guys in the field. Gibbs, we saw him staying loose. We saw our receivers able to stay loose, and I feel like that these were important things for this team in order to be able to continue and be ready for what is going to come in the off season, in the playoffs, and then the playoffs is the word I meant to say there. Sorry, I'm just noticing Ash is frozen. We'll get him back shortly. I don't think you can hear me. Can you, Ash? No, Ash lost his connection. Hopefully he didn't get struck by lightning. Florida's big for that, and our new Canadian resident in Florida, Ash, is potentially in the lightning zone. All right, so we'll keep going. The pass defense. Oh, So, Mark, your question about a tie or a loss cost the Packers the playoffs. I was going to lean on Ash for that answer. We will get you that answer, or the chat if you guys can help out. Appreciate what you guys do. It does matter what Philly does, because if Philly and Dallas both lose, the Lions have the second seed. How injured is J-Mo? Will he be available next week? I really, really believe J-Mo's going to be back. And that overthrow on Khalif, I don't think would have happened with J-Mo today. So there we go. Let's see. Montartica. Jack Campbell's going to be a stud. Absolutely. Let's do a mock draft. We got time. Thomas Rotondi. Yes. The one that needs to be fixed is the pass defense. CJGJ came alive there at the end. But my gosh, we got cooked. We got cooked in that secondary. And that one was painful. There's a question for you, Ash, now that you're back. Welcome back. But I have to hit our super chat. Thank you, BC. Our team got a couple bumps and bruises, but they didn't look defeated. Love how hungry they are. This team has me thinking good thoughts for the playoffs. Yeah. The other part about resting folks, sorry, then we'll get into the question, Ash. The other part about resting folks is after the Dallas game, after what happened, do you go and give folks that kind of rest and not necessarily have them ready for their ability to play? Sorry, I'm fixing something in the background. Do you give these guys the rest and not have the ability to bounce back from that kind of mental defeat they suffered at the hands of the refs? Does that sit there? Do you lose that opportunity to leverage that to surge into the playoffs? I think part of what happened in the choices with those guys playing and this team playing the way they was we're going to bounce back from that. We're going to come back strong. We're going to beat a division foe and do everything we can to get that second seed to kick us into the playoffs. Does that sound fair, Ash? Your audio's off. We're having Ash difficulties. Oh no. I'm working on your bandwidth here in the background, so what you see should be really low, Ash. Low quality. But what we get from you should be good. All right, we'll see what happens here with Ash shortly. Sorry guys about that part. Let's see. We have BC on there. 12 wins all the way. Let's go Bears. Yeah, either way, it's hard to root for the Bears, and I understand wanting to know whether the tie is the way to go or not. But boy, Independent Aquaman, refs threw the wrong flag regarding Laporta since the Vikings intentionally headhunted him. Yes, I saw that. I really didn't understand why there was no flag on that. And Glenn sucked with their D and how he coached them. Only our OL keeping them fresh helped. I don't know, man. I think we're aching at cornerback. Ash, can we hear you? No, we can't hear you. I think your mic is muted. We're still working on Ash. Just keep talking and I'll let you know when we hear you, buddy. No.
You've had enough of that shit.
Oh, there you are. Here, we got you.
How about now?
Yeah, we got you.
All right. Spare mic for the win.
Florida Man Internet. Thank you, Hatari. Okay. Ash, the burning question. Will a tie keep the Packers out of the playoffs?
I don't know. Who won? Like, that's honestly,
it's the
I don't know
Rams.
if you actually listened
San
to the
Fran.
daily that I did where I went over all this with the ludicrous level of complexity to answering that question makes it so off the top of my head when I've been kind of half listening to the audio of the game, half, and then the rest of the time watching the game. Frankly, I don't know what else happened, so I don't know off the top of my head what the answer to that question is.
Okay, we'll go for it. Yes, Reynolds up for incentive based on the threshold in the last 3 screens. He had to get, I think the number was 37 or maybe 34. Again, addled memory. But he had to get that many yards, and he had a 17-yard pass earlier in the game. The 34, 37 number, if he got to that, he made himself a $250,000 incentive, which is great. Also, the bad, risky throw to him in the end zone, he got another $250,000 if he would have caught a touchdown pass today. So they tried.
44.
Yeah, he wound up with 44 yards. He got his incentive there at the end through those screen passes. So And there's a part that before the last screen, you can see Ben Johnson, if you read his lips, is like, he needs 3 or something real close to that, he says. And then they threw that last screen to him, and that ended the game. So they got him there.
And I mean, realistically, the current regime would probably just, if he missed it by 2 yards, pay him anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is what teams that don't suck do.
And that aren't in cap hell. Right.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
well, even if you're in cap hell, it's a small enough number that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to allude to the Calvin Johnson thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
He was in just such a shite position there that he couldn't pay Calvin really if he wanted to. It would have been fiscally irresponsible, but at the same time,
it was clawing back, man.
Yeah.
Like it's the clawback is the thing.
Yep.
You know, like you don't do that to one of your like 2 Hall of Fame players in the last 30 years.
Yeah. All right.
What? You know what? We won 12 games this year. Let's stop talking about that.
We got Dan Campbell at the podium. Let's bring him on right now.
What we did last week, that was a tough loss, and to come in this week, man, mentally locked in, ready to roll, right mindset. It was a back and forth game, but I thought all 3 phases we complemented each other, and really came out, to finish this season off the right way and get a win. And now we've done all we can do to this point, as far as now we wait and see what happens, but we got an opportunity to get the 2 depending on these games after us. So I was really, really proud of the guys, really proud of them.
What's the same about this game that you guys spent the entire season losing back-to-back games?
Well, we bounced back, and that's I feel like that's one of our qualities. That's one of the things about us that I think makes this group special. Is it is a resilient group. They're able to overcome adversity, snap back, and they've done that again. So you got to have the right players. We got the right players and the right coaches.
Any early indication on Samson?
No, the best way I can put it is, it's probably not as bad as it looked, but it's not good news. So. It's kind of in this. We'll know more tomorrow, but I know it looked awful. It's not as bad as that, but it doesn't mean that it looks good in the immediate here, to have him for a game. But, so and really kind of I think Leafs kind of in the same, kind of in that same little world there a little bit.
With that in mind, I think I know.
We'll come to you next.
With that in mind, I think I know the answer, but do you have any second thoughts about playing guys or something like that?
No, I mean, you don't want guys to get hurt. I mean, that's I said a prayer last night. I do it every time for these games for our guys. You don't want anybody to get hurt, especially a game like this. But there again, we have 2 tight ends, and we use Skip. And so we tried to limit what we could, and that happened to be a play. It happened, And then Leaf, it's kind of the same thing. Try to take care of Saint there towards the end. Well, they get Leaf in the game a little more, and then Leaf gets hurt. So it's a tough deal. It's tough, and I know this. You're really kind of either all in or all out, and we were going. We needed to do that, and we already have a number of guys on the inactive that are injured. So you can only bring so many guys and play them. But I would say all in all, we got out of it pretty good. No, I think he's good. I mean, he may get something, but I think he's okay. No, I think he's good. I know it. Something came off with it, and they put another brace on it. But as far as I know, he's good. That wasn't somebody that those guys brought up to me, so we should be good. Oh, I'm sorry.
Just the topic of the injuries as well, the playing guys. I mean, obviously, you talked to Ben Johnson as well throughout the week, and he was saying you guys hadn't been in this type of situation. You had to weigh that risk of playing guys.
Yeah.
I guess, was this a learning experience for you as well? Just learning on the
Well, I've been through it. I've been through it as a player and as a coach, on different staffs. And we've been through we sit some guys, we've been through, man, we got to go. And, I don't think there's any right or wrong answer. You do the best you can with what you have on the roster and who's hurt, who's not, who needs a rest, if you really wanted to come in and, there's a number of guys you could have said, man, we need to sit this guy, and then you don't have enough playing anymore. And then you put another stress on some guys that help you on special teams that are dynamic players or whatever. And so we did the best we could with it. And, you memory bank those, and it won't always be this way. Nothing says next year we're in the same, everything's the same, and there may be a whole different set of circumstances, and you do sit a bunch of guys. But
on Skipper, I know you mentioned using him more. Just wondering your thoughts on the way the crowd reacted to him all day.
I thought it was great, man. Everybody loves Skip, right? That he reported, he was loud. I thought he was very clear on what he did. And he got a ball out in the flat, thought he tucked it away, ran up the sideline. So he was great. And look, let me say this, Brad Rogers, the head official here, he worked our camp this year. He's done a great job, and he was great. I thought he handled everything really well, because that's not easy to come in after what happened in Dallas, and you're going to be the guy at our game, and he's a pro, and he has been. He was great with communication. So anyway, everything was great. But, I thought it was, for the crowd to get up for a Skip, that was good. Well, actually, we didn't put that in for the crowd. That was, we knew we were going to need him, and he could possibly go there, and it went to him. So.
Dan, while we're on the reporting, real quick on the Laporta touchdown, did Skipper report as eligible?
On Laporta's touchdown. Yes.
Because it wasn't announced and it's not in the box score, so I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because the officials are stupid.
I don't know what to tell you. Are you blaming me, or are you just asking me? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he would have been eligible tight end on that play.
Dan, you mentioned the ability to bounce back and not having back one. Does that extend or apply also to injuries if you have key contributors like Sam who believe that aren't able to play?
Yeah, because we've done that all year. And it really, I feel like we've done that for 2 years now. We had a ton of injuries last year, and we've already had some injuries this year. Now, nothing long-term significant, but, hell, we lost Ducey early in the year. And so I think that's just part of our mindset. You don't want to lose guys, but when you go in with a mentality, especially after the first year here in 21, we just got ravaged, and you're like, okay, look, you can go one way or another. You can either say, woe is me, or this is the world you're in, and what are you going to do about it? And so I think we do a good job of, we make sure young guys get a ton of practice reps, good on good. We try to develop them the best we can, and each and every one of those guys know you're one play away from playing for us, like playing, legitimately playing. And so you better be on your stuff. So we'll be ready. If you can't go, we'll have the answer, and we've got plenty at our disposal to be able to move the football if that's the case.
Dan, can you talk about the late game mindset when you can take a knee to win, but there's also an opportunity to get something there special for a player with Reynolds, maybe hit an incentive. What goes into your thought process there?
I felt like we needed to do everything we could to get that player. When that player does all the dirty work he does for us, all the stuff in the run game, all the blocking, all the unselfish play, then we're going to do whatever it takes to get him something that he's got. And that's the mindset. That's all.
Circling back on win number 12 for you guys. You guys are one of the few franchises where every time you're doing something, first time since '90, first time since this, but to get 12 victories in the season and match the regular season franchise record, what does that mean for you? It's a good feeling. That's, be able to get 12 wins. That's significant, Then that's a credit to our players and our coaches, man. All the hard work that's been put in, everybody's gunning for you, and you just keep going out and knocking them off. So it says a lot, And to me, more than anything, after what we just got through today and what we did, it tells me we're ready for what's next. This team is ready. It's ready. Now, we'll find out the opponent. I'll have these guys ready to go by how we practice. We'll put in a good game plan. But as far as to get to this point, this team's ready. They've been through it all. And they're battle-tested. They're scarred to perfection. And we will be ready.
A couple more questions. Team being hot going into the playoffs. So what about individual players, too? When you look at Aiden, 5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss the last 2 weeks. He's coming here going to the playoffs. How much does that
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, and that's a good thing. You know, we're getting to the quarterback. We've been getting to him now for 3 or 4 weeks. But his game is. But I just bring it up. He's a guy who he's relentless, but he works his craft, right? I mean, he's got a quick first step. He's an explosive athlete, but then he constantly is working his hands and his body and his lean and his torque and he just every day he gets a little bit better at something. And here we go now. We just we got to week 18 and now he continues to improve. He continues to develop. So that's a credit to him now. But a number of guys, I think Saints playing some of the best football you're going to find right now too on the offensive side.
You mentioned Dave, which going into next week, this week coming up here now. Do you change things emotionally because it's playoffs, or at the point to try to remain just like it's another game? And what do you draw upon as a head coach? Because as a head coach, this is the first time you do it.
Yeah, well, just my own experiences through both player and being with Shine in New Orleans. But I do know this, man, the teams that you're not going to have to worry about players getting up for the playoffs and the intensity level. It'll be there. But it's just staying true to the formula and what you do and the way you prepare. And as long as you handle that, it's when what happens is now all the horses are out there and you just want to break away. And if you start doing something, you're dying to go make a play and you start pressing too much, then it puts a strain on somebody else around you. And that's when a lot of times when you get in these environments in the tournament, that's what can cost you. So just one more time, you just worry about your responsibility. Your plays will come. Play within the system. And the other thing is pressure. Pressure, people will crack under pressure. I feel like this team's been put under an enormous amount of pressure, and we've risen to the challenge. So I feel like they're ready for that. Those two things you always have to be mindful of, in my opinion.
You mentioned a couple minutes ago, just what did you think of the safety rotation at first glance, and what did it mean to him to get that one at the end? Just
yeah. Well, I thought it went well. I thought all three of those guys, worked well together, communicated well, and it was good to see him get one. I was over there yelling. I said, man, we need our takeaway. Where's our takeaway? And he gets it, and he's running over the ball. And I was like, okay, I'll take it, and then I give it back to you. But he got it. And then right before Branch is running off, because he told me he would get one, he didn't. Ducey got it. So then he's apologizing to me. So, yeah, okay. But it was good. It's good to get him back involved. He's a football-playing dude. And, he's a productive player who can play at a high level. So we're getting him and Mac back at the right time, the perfect time. I don't know. I do not know that one. I don't know.
There you go.
Indeed.
There we go. Yeah. Oh man. Great post-game pressers from the coach, as usual. I think he talked about it well, explained it well, why he did what he did and how he did what he did and where we wound up. Interesting poll results. We've got a 97% yes on FTP. New polls up there. Should the people who voted no to FTP be frog marched into a Turkish prison? And slightly lower yes response with 95% only of the people thinking that they should be frog marched. So there we go.
Interesting. The 49ers, by the way, do not make it in on a tie.
The 49ers don't make it.
Or,
wait,
sorry, no, not the
yeah,
49ers. The Packers. Yeah, they have to win.
All right, we got the Bears up 3-0. So a tie in Packers land makes everything okay.
Means nothing.
New Orleans won. Yep, New Orleans won. So as 100%. Of right now, if Green Bay doesn't win, they're out.
Yes.
So would you rather play Green Bay or the Rams?
Well, you know what? I have kind of a weird take on this one. I would like every single dragon to be slayed in one game.
Ooh.
I would love it if the Rams came to Detroit and lost.
Yeah.
Because that kills the McVay-Goff thing. Mm-hmm. That kills the Stafford-Detroit thing. That kills the haven't won a playoff game in forever thing.
Win the trade thing.
Like everyone who's like, no, I'd rather play the Packers. Do you want to play the team that beat us like 4 weeks ago? I don't. Like that's that I like just straight up, like I'm not afraid of the Packers or anything. We beat them badly once, they beat us badly once. That's how division games go. But man, I absolutely 100% would be I'd be fine with playing the Rams. Like everyone's, oh, they're amazing. They're going to beat the crap out of us. Well, how many games did they win this year
Yeah.
with that amazing team that's automatically going to defeat us in a division that is not as good?
Yeah. No, I agree. I would rather face the Rams for all the reasons you stated, and because I think we match up better against them. Although today's secondary play made me a little bit nervous with Cooper Kupp running around out there.
Yeah, like there's no easy wins left, man. Like there's going to be one, and they're going to lose to the second seed. Because that's or actually, what's probably going to happen is the easy out is the NFC South champion, and they are going to get annihilated by the top wildcard team, whichever of the Cowboys or Eagles that happens to be. You know,
that's true. That's true. It's a great point. No easy wins left. This will be our easiest game of the playoffs. This first game, whether it's the Rams or the Packers. You got to put on your big boy pants.
If we could somehow get Eagles at home, I would like our chances in that reasonably well.
I agree.
That team has not been playing well lately in a lot of ways that I think the Lions could really exploit. Like their secondary is old and bad.
Yeah.
That's the combination of players.
Shout out to Flounder. Thank you for the super chat, Flounder. And also, he will match $250 on St. Jude during today's show. We've got the rest of the season. We've got to get another $1,000 in there because 20 grand gets us to where Riz has to suffer through a couple of Stevie Miller songs. And I am telling you, having seen his visceral reaction, like sometimes I think Riz is playing a little bit for the camera or whatever. His Steve Miller hate is not a thing. I like it'll pop on in the background at a restaurant, and he'll just fucking walk out. It's Senior Bowl. It popped up at Loda Beer Garden, while he's eating his donut burger, and he just put it down and left. He just walked away for a couple minutes and then came back. He's like, "Fuck that! I'm not gonna." He will not. He cannot abide it. So his pain is our gain. Let's get to that 20,000. stjude.org/DLP. stjude.org/DLP. We've got $250 on the match table from Flounder today. Thank you, Flounder. That can get us halfway. You can take, whatever you put in there and get us halfway. And I did see one come in, JKCB Jacob, I'll call him, $50 dropped in right now. So he's already turned that into $100. There's $200 of matching still left on the table. There you go. stjude.org/DLP. Donate your tax deductible and get off to a good start for 2024. All right, Ash. I'm not sure we're going to have
children.
Yeah, it is. It's for those beautiful kids. I'm not sure if we're going to have any more players. So why don't we just pop open the phones now? Let's get folks on to celebrate
this
12-win season. So go ahead and hit us. I got to get past this right here. And we'll get you on the air. As
usual, in the event that somebody comes on who is more important than you, we are going to cut you off and go to them.
Hey, caller. Speaking of, what's your name? How you feeling today after a 12-win Lions season?
What's up? It's Mo from the Creek, and you can cut me off anytime, baby.
Now, Mo, normally I would just shut somebody off right now, but because it's Mo from the Creek, I wouldn't do that.
How you feeling, Mo?
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm gone off my edible, got a couple beers. I'm higher than Method Man standing on top of the Empire State Building, but it's all good.
That's very high.
What kind of beer we drinking?
All right.
What kind of beer we drinking, Mo?
I got a Sweetwater 420.
Oh, God. You know what? You know what? There's a theme. I'm starting to sense it a little bit. Picking up on a little something. Now I'm pretty perceptive, so some people might not be catching it here.
What's the theme? Yeah. Oh, but come on, man. I'm a little slow. I'm high as hell. You talk about 420. Oh yeah, that's funny.
Mo, you're killing me, brother. I'm just sitting here with my Corona Light trying to keep my girlish figure, and you're having all the fun, man. You're having all the fun of it. All right, tell me what was the high point of the game for you today, Mo?
High point of the game is we kept the lead. You know what I'm saying? It was getting a little too close for my comfort, and our boys got off. I'm not mad about the starters playing. I would have pulled them 7 minutes left if we were still up in the lead, but I ain't mad at it. Sam, I just want to tell everybody, Lions fans, I made a call to my boy Jesus, and he's coming down, rubbing on Sam Laporta's knee like Mr. Miyagi in Karate Kid. So I got that message straight directly from heaven.
All right.
Yeah.
Take
Oh wait, we got hold up, Mo. We got somebody gonna be on here real quick. Let me do this. I gotta go. I'm gonna bring on a player right now.
It's hurt, but yeah, he's been an important part of our offense, and we'll see how long he'll be out for. We don't know.
How much confidence do you have in you guys being able to step up? It seems that's been all year long with pretty much anybody who's going down.
I mean, I thought throughout that game, James stepped up really well. I know he wasn't. We weren't getting him the ball in the passing game, but he was knowing his assignments and knowing where he needed to be in a lot of plays that Sam was practicing in all week. And then the same thing with Skipper, kind of fabricating him as a tight end there in some instances, and he did a great job.
You've been here before. Obviously, how do you feel like this team is prepared for the playoffs with all you've been through, emotionally, physically, challenged by other teams?
Yeah, I think we're ready, man. I think Dan said it best there at the end. No one's been through the type of adversity that this group has over the last couple of years, and we're ready. Yeah, we're ready. It feels like we've been waiting for quite some time to get these opportunities, and they're here now. Ford Field will be rocking, and it'll be fun.
In the language, just 12 wins. You guys have matched, franchise wins of the season.
12 is?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's amazing. It's cool to be a part of, man. It really is. We've got some bigger things we want to do, but absolutely the regular season is how you get into the postseason, and winning 12 out of 17 is a good year. So yeah, we're happy about it.
He's not saddled with that at all.
Differentiate yourself from the weeks that have come before during the regular season.
The week process will be the same. So whenever we find out whether we play Saturday or Sunday, we'll adjust our schedule accordingly, and then our guys will be ready to go. It'll be another home game for us, and again, I'm sure a ruckus environment that'll be fun for us to play in front of.
You mentioned James and Skip calling in for Sam, but he is a different kind of player, and you developed a lot of chemistry throughout the season. How hard is it to replace somebody else, all that timing, all that success?
Yeah, you can't. All the work we've put in this year, you can't replace that chemistry. But just next man up, and whoever that may be, if he's out, I still don't know if he's out, but whoever that may be, we'll be fine. We'll work it out. If it's James, if it's somebody else, if it's Brock's back, if Ferkster's playing, I have no idea. So we'll be fine.
Skip got some of the loudest ovations of the game.
Yeah, that was fun.
I'm curious how aware you were of that, and then also just the play with uniform.
Yeah. So he was, it was fun hearing the crowd every time he'd report, and it wasn't intentional by us, but I think the head official Brad was having some fun with it too, and making some jokes with us, which were kind of funny. Hey man, that wasn't funny last week, but but no, Brad did a hell of a job with it. I thought he was great. But yeah, Skipper was a part of that pass there, and he's kind of a late check down there, and you don't ever think it might would ever go there, but sometimes it does, and gain a 4 and get him on the board.
Dan was talking about how he's going to handle this week going into the playoffs. He hasn't been the head coach in the playoffs. The team has been in the playoffs. You obviously get deep playoff runs. How much will you, try to help Dan or help the team, help your teammates understand the process of?
Got to get to mic these guys better.
Would be nice.
Yeah, it really is. We don't look past whatever game is this weekend. We can't, I think the one thing that I know happens when the playoffs start is, I'll try to explain this as best I can. When week 1 happens, the speed is at an all-time high, and then throughout the year it kind of does that. Just people are banged up, and it kind of lowers, and then towards the end of the year it comes back up, and then that first week of that playoff game it goes back to what it was week 1 typically. that speed and how hard and fast everyone on the field is playing, regardless of injury or anything. So that's the one thing I guess that I could tell guys. What's your question?
You can't even hear it.
Correct. Oh, any emotions? No, it may be them, it may be somebody else. We'll see. A lot of buddies on that team, and it'll be good to see them. But yeah, we'll see who it is.
You talked about last two plays with Dash. What that kind of means when the team kind of rallies together, try to get a guy who is Sanford, what he means to the team, what that kind of says about this team and the camaraderie for and the coaches.
Yeah, it was important for us to try to get him that number, to get him his incentives, and we were trying like hell all game to get it to him. It just wasn't quite connecting, and there at the end, kind of had to force it in some ways, and yeah, it was cool. It was fun to be a part of that and make sure he's well taken care of.
Did you say anything to him or one another after the last play?
No, we knew what we were trying to get done there.
Last one, Eric. I know you faced some adversity early on in your career, but just this level that you had, you talked about getting bounced, from that. So is there any extra appreciation, for this playoffs, getting here?
Yeah.
What you had to do?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, absolutely. I think this crew has a whole different appreciation. I'm saying our team and coaches, players have a giant appreciation for our opportunity here, coming from where we came from. We were not that long ago 3-13, trying to figure things out, and then early on last year 1-6, and it's still a lot of those same guys that don't take this for granted and know how big of an opportunity we have now.
Thank you, guys.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, there we go.
That is that.
All right, there we go. Mo, what did you
Yes,
take
sir.
away from Jared Goff's press conference?
First of all, do you guys really think Jared Goff is more important than me? But that's for another call, whatever.
Well, next time you come to Florida, bring some edibles and we'll talk about it.
I like Goff, man. I'm not mad at Goff. See, I think I like his calm demeanor. He's not we don't have the most flashiest quarterback in the league. I get that, but he gets it done. I'm not mad at it. I like the brother, and I probably want to see Green Bay over Rams because I'm not quite on the Jordan Love train yet.
Mm-hmm,
I think we could take Green Bay, but I'm not scared of the Rams either. It would be cool to see Stafford come back, but like Ash said earlier, slay all the dragons, and get it out, get it done.
Yeah. Can you imagine too? I mean, the question I posed this when it first happened because I love it was fun to kind of mess with people. Giants are up over Philadelphia. Commanders are tied right now with Dallas. The Bears are up 3-0 on Green Bay, and it's nuts. What a crazy world. I asked the question if Jared Goff won a playoff game, would he be considered a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford was for the Detroit Lions, right? And I get it's easy to like Matthew Stafford is electric when he's out there.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a certain like glow when he's on the field. It's like charisma. I don't know how else to explain it. Just the way he plays, it shines, right? Jared Goff has been a fantastic quarterback. His numbers are off the charts, but you just don't have that same kind of aura when he's out there, right? But my gosh, if he walks out there and he beats a Matthew Stafford-led Sean McVay team, people say, well, Goff's got more talent around him than Stafford ever did. But I mean, part of the question is, well, did Stafford mask the need for talent? There's all kinds of other things that come from being the quarterback. Is the system? I mean, the system is definitely better for Jared Goff than it was for Matthew Stafford when Matthew Stafford was here, because Matthew Stafford's system for so long was just throw it to Calvin, right? And he'll get it. So I don't know. It's
But my argument when people say that Stafford situation, we were putting up 30 a game with that offense. We just didn't have a defense all those years. But Stafford in that offense was doing their thing. So the whole Stafford versus Goff thing, to me, that comes the team. It's the offense. It's not just one person, and I think they're equally as good. I think just the key element is we got a defense this year. Brad came in and put some stuff together, but those Stafford years, we just would score, and it became a game of who's gonna have the ball at the end of the game to score. We just did not have a defense those Stafford years.
Yeah, for most of those years, that was absolutely the case. Okay, Mo, we're going to let you go, man. We're going to let some other people call in. I think the interviews in Allen Park or at Ford Field are over, so we're going to move on and get some folks flowing through here. I appreciate you joining, and
love you guys.
I love you too, man. We'll talk to you again soon. All right.
Right, later.
Right, ciao, buddy. Bye.
Peace.
Right, there you go. Derek Boberick said, if we win the second seed, I will run out and jump into Lake Michigan. Derek, if you do, please go ahead and get that on video and email it to Chris at DetroitLionsPodcast.com, because I absolutely would love to share that with everybody. Even if they don't get the seed and you want to do it, please get that on video and email it. Hey, caller, how you feeling after 12 wins, and what's your name?
Hey, boys, how's it going? Barry here.
Barry?
First-time caller, long-time listener. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
Sweet.
Very, very excited for the 12 wins. I have to say I agree with Ash. I hope we get the Rams and exercise all our demons in the first playoff win. I agree with Dan Campbell's decision to play the players, no matter what anybody says. I think I'm going to trust a guy who played in the league and has coached playoff teams more than anybody else saying they shouldn't have. So just want to say, hey, let's go Lions, and go Giants, go Commanders, and bring on the Rams.
And FTP.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, Barry, for calling in, man.
Hey, thank you.
All
Have a good one.
We'll see you too, man. All right.
Peace.
Love it. He nailed it. I mean, what more do you got, right? I mean, it's like you got it signed, sealed, delivered from Barry.
Repeat if necessary. Was not necessary.
Necessary, if I'm right. Give us a call, 248-782-8384. 248-782-8384. We'll get you on, and you can get us off. Hey, caller, what's your name, and how's it feel to be a 12-win team?
Oh, it feels great. First time since 1991, when I would think I was a spry 25-year-old.
And when this design was at its peak, right, for these sweet shirts.
Oh, the
Chris,
shirt.
what color?
Well,
are those available in?
I need
multiple colors. Ash. What is it? It's ash, heather, something like that. A nice gray, an ash gray, we'll call it, and blue.
We're calling it an ash gray.
It's like ash.
Well,
I'm going to call everything an ash gray. It's an ash blue too.
All right. Well, this is
Anyway.
Jeff in Grand Rapids. We've talked before, Chris.
Yeah.
All right. So to preface this, I'm a West Michigan Lions fan, and being in the epicenter of things that are, I guess, detracting to the Lions, unless you're listening to 97.1 in Detroit. It's always, everybody's always SOL this, SOL that. And so this is kind of life affirming, even though Ash took umbrage to this when I said it previously, I think on Slack. My Lions chastity belt's off. I think that I finally have moved past all of those things that were hard to get past before, all the, oh my God, this is happening again type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this is great. I feel really good about it. Would I like them to come out more aggressive on both sides of the balls in this game? Sure. But at the end of the day, man, things are just what they need to be. And I really don't care who we play in the playoffs. I would prefer the Packers just simply because FTP. But if we play Stafford and exercise, whatever demons people think we have with Stafford, because I don't think he has any, and I honestly don't think the team has any. But if it helps defeat a narrative that people hold against the Lions, I'm good with that too. I just am. I'm ready to move forward, man. This feels like we're on the cusp of making it not just an every other season thing like back in the Wayne Fonts days, or like almost kind of thing like during the Schwartz days, or a let me down days of Jim Caldwell. I think this is kind of like where the team legitimizes themselves and becomes just a flat good team. And I'm excited to see it, and I'm just ready. I'm ready for the future. I don't care what the future holds as long as it's positive. And I feel really good though about, the playoff game.
Yeah. That's a great point. Take stock end of the season before the playoffs to get here and be where we are right now. If you think about it back in the middle of July, if someone said this is where we're at, I think everybody would have said absolutely a successful season. Still want that playoff victory, right? That is, I think if we get that playoff win, you can put the big check mark in, 100% success, all goals achieved this year. Everything's looking good for next year. I think that's kind of where we're at. But yeah, overall, really, really good. And it's good to kind of think about, take that moment right now and live in it and go with it. I want to just on a side note here, I saw it in the chat, and Brandon, this is for you and anybody else that listens that isn't aware of it. His comment was, I can't believe we have to buy a Peacock subscription to watch a playoff game. If it's the Lions game, for folks that are local, you'll be able to see it on your local TV anyway. But there's folks that don't necessarily live in the Detroit area or West Michigan and can't get the game, that are in the broadcast area and are dying. I've heard someone said there's something called sportsurge.net. I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with things of this nature, but you may be able to find a number of places that allow you to see the game at your leisure while it's, live on your, iPad or computer or whatever else. So there's your opportunity, I think, for those that may want to see a game that aren't able to. Tell me if it works. I've only heard, anecdotally about such things. So there you go. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt with that sidebar, but I think that's a public service for people that need it, because if they're going to throw stuff behind a paywall, they already got the Sunday ticket. F them. Sorry.
No, hell, Chris, I get a sports urge every time I watch St. Brown play. So I know where you're coming from.
.net, baby.
Anyhow, well, that's all I've got. And, it's like the Lions. I mean, I want the playoff win, don't get me wrong, but I just can't tell you how over the moon I am by just the fact that the team is not the same old Lions and everything they knew. Every time they disappoint me this year, it's in a new, wonderful way, which sounds dicked up, but it makes me quite happy. If that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
So, all right. That's all I got. Have a good one, man. And love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, man. All right. Another happy customer served. There we go. Prescott just threw his second pick is the word in the chat. I will keep my eyes on it as best I can. Still tied there with 11.5 minutes left in the second.
Yeah, like for people who are saying that they shouldn't have played any starters, like these two teams have both lost games to bad teams this year. Like it is not impossible that the Lions end up with seed 2 because they played guys today. And imagine how much egg would be on their face if they rested guys because there was nothing to play for, and then both of these teams lose today and they're the 3rd seed. Like you'd have idiots on sports channels just foaming at the mouth to talk about kneecaps again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh God. Hey, caller.
And I mean, you can't really win on that because. Oh.
No, go ahead. Finish
what is the caller's name?
I'm not sure. Hey, caller, what's your name?
They had?
How does it feel to be 12 wins in and maybe 12 beers?
I'm super excited. Let me tell you, I'm 41 years old and waiting for this.
41 and waiting for this. Yeah, I feel you. It's been. How were you? You were. How old were you in 91?
In 91, I was 9 years old.
Okay, so at 9
and a diehard Lions fan. I loved Michael Irvin as a wide receiver, but I was a diehard Lions fan then, and my dad laughed at me.
Yeah. 9 and then 11 years old, you saw the Lions make the playoffs. You saw a win at 9. Yes, there you go. And that only sealed you as a Lions fan, didn't it? Especially at 9. Oh, man.
Are you kidding? Oh, man. I mean, I was out there in the yard practicing out there in Ann Arbor with all the guys, just like everybody else did.
News. Hurts has hurt his middle finger. I love that.
It's looking better and better for us.
Also, I just want to put this out there and put people on notice on the Laporta injury. And look, it's not good, right? I'm silver lining this a little bit, but James Mitchell hasn't really had his opportunity to show. I mean, he looked great coming in, and like he could be a really spectacular player. We saw just a little something from him today. We may be pleasantly surprised in that we've had a little bit of a sleeper sitting there in Mitchell if we have to put him out there with Brock.
I couldn't agree more.
So
I was talking to Dose today and saying the same thing.
Yeah, there you go. So
I mean, the guy, he hasn't had a lot of shots. I mean, people gotta understand we have a young team. Give them time. You know, these guys are going to show up. I got to play in a Celebrity Bowl last year in Arizona because I'm in Arizona now with Iffy Montefiore. And I was telling people this guy's super nice. He's just been hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I still talk to him on IG, and he's telling me how focused and how locked in everybody on the team is from top to bottom. So when these guys get their shot, they're going to play hard.
Yeah, 100%. And these guys made their life playing their guts out to get to where they are today. I don't think a single one of them wants to sit on the sideline just to make sure they don't get hurt, right? They're in to win. So
definitely.
It's
Well,
just
I
a
love you
violent
guys. Love the stream, man. Keep it up, and everybody smash that like button and like and share.
Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. All right, we'll talk to you.
Of course.
All right.
Take care.
Rock on, man. Thank you. All right. You know, he's not wrong about smashing that like button. We're right around a great number, right around that 313 number of listeners right now. Go ahead and hit that number. Give us that like, hit the subscribe. We appreciate you for doing that. It's a great way to help other people find us, help support our show as we head into a violent and successful playoff season. Hey, caller, what's your name? How's it feel to be 12 wins after the end of the 2023 season?
Hi, my name's Wes. I'm Big Wes on your chat there, and I called last week, and I tell you, I love this. I'm 65 years old. I've been waiting for this for a long time, man. I was in my 30s the last time we won 12 games, and I'm all for the fact that we played our starters today. You don't want to enter the playoffs on a 2-game losing streak.
Yeah.
That's just the way I look at it anyways.
Yeah. You absolutely. And especially a 2-game losing streak when the first game was that loss that way in Dallas. You had to exercise those demons.
Yeah, we had to get that gross taste out of our mouth.
Yeah, and put one in Brad Allen's mouth. But that's a different time. That's a different conversation. All right. Giants scored. It's 10-0 in Philadelphia. Well, it's in New York. I think the Commanders just scored. Nope, they called it incomplete. Damn. 7-7 still. Commanders have the ball. Looks like it's
Bears are in the red zone.
3-1. Bears are in the red zone. I want to see this really quick because it looked. Oh, no, right foot's out of bounds. Okay, so still waiting for Commanders to score. But yeah, you. That's a great point, Ash. If, as it looks right now, if all these teams lose and we'd have pussyfooted our way into there, that is not at all what we would have wanted to see. Bears are down 7-3 right now. So.
Yeah, for sure. The negative media would have jumped on you either way.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
damned
man.
if you do, damned if you don't. Everything is SOL if someone's looking for things to be SOL.
Yep.
Because I guarantee someone's going to be like, "Oh, not resting guys for the playoffs, same old Lions," because anyone who says "same old Lions" is just saying that they did something wrong.
Look at me. Look at me. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Look at me. Does
Honestly,
anyone
who's
know?
said same old Lions unironically in the last 5 years, I'd have just stopped following or paying attention to because it's just stupid.
So I want to make sure I see this. Someone said Harrisville said Hurts just broke his middle finger on his throwing hand, and I saw this Hurts hurt his middle finger. Does anybody know if it was truly a break that we're sure of that, or if we're just speculation on this? But oh man, be great. It's taped and he's thrown on the sidelines. Okay, there we go.
That's probably not a break then.
Yeah, we can only hope that it's just.
Although honestly, with the spectacular, topical pain-killing stuff that they have in this league, who knows really?
Yeah, but a quarterback needs to feel that middle finger on his throwing hand, man.
Does one who doesn't pass very well actually need to grip the ball?
I'll ask Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
So, caller, what do you expect in the first round? What do you expect to see from your Lions?
Well, it depends who we play. I expect to win, though. I don't care who we play, whether it be the Rams or Green Bay, or by some miracle we get the 2 seed and play somebody else. I just think we're going to win. The crowd noise is going to be so great that I don't think anybody could beat us.
Yeah. I do not disagree with you at all. And this is having seen the crowd this week against Minnesota in a game that, 30% of the people out there, you should have arrested everybody. Shouldn't done anything. You know what I mean? Yet that crowd was there. They were there 110%. And I have to shout out to the Lions fans, man, for being there and being loud in a game that a lot of people didn't think mattered, because they all matter. And it's really something to see those folks. It's good to see you folks out there supporting and doing your thing. You got that. WMW, does the NFL have pills or shots to make your hands bigger? I don't know if they have vacuum pumps for your fingers.
I don't know. Mick Jagger did a thing with like a tube full of bees at some point to make something longer, but I don't think that was his hands.
Oh man, good times. All right. Well, caller, give us your last words. What do you see for the playoffs coming up?
Well,
not your
I'm
last
just praying
words.
we
Just
win
the
a
last words
home
of the
game.
call.
I remember the last one very well. That stadium was so loud, the Silver Dome, that the whole stadium was shaking. We were making so much noise when we beat Dallas that time. So hopefully we can get another win, and we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah. All right, my man. Be good. We'll see you in the chat. All right.
All right. Thanks a lot. Bye.
All right, thank you, man. See. All right. There we go. Get this one here. Try to work these buttons. My fingers need to move faster. Hey, caller, what's your name? And how's it feel to be the 12-win fan?
Oh, it feels pretty dang good. It's Stunt Line. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing, man?
Outstanding, Chris. Ash, how you doing?
Not too bad, buddy.
Feels pretty good to actually have a 12-win team. And you know what? I can't say the last time for a multiple-year period I felt so good about a head coach, a GM, an owner, a team, and how well this fan base is just, it's erupted.
Yeah. It is fantastic. The support, the coalescence of the city and the fans, and even watching the rest of the NFL that's not in Minnesota kind of stand behind the Lions, seeing it happen. You know what I mean? It feels good. By the way, 10-7 in Washington right now. They just put 3 up against the Cowboys. I just watched they had a replay, and Micah Parsons just got manhandled. I love it. Anytime
You sure wasn't about to kick a field goal.
Oh man. Yep, Bears went
to sacks from Hutch the last 2 weeks, huh?
What's that?
How about those sacks from Hutch the last 2 weeks, huh?
Holy moly!
Five in a 2-week period?
He's only going to get better too.
Yeah. Yep. 2 sacks that shows some credit with today.
I mean, it feels good. I'm happy for the city of Detroit. I'm happy for the team. I don't think the Laporta injury is as bad as what it turned out or seems to be. Let's hope at least, unless I'm missing something. But I don't know. I think we're going to have one heck of a run. I think they're still pretty mad about last week, but controlled fury. That's a hell of a saying.
Yeah. It's fantastic. All right, we got 6-7 for the Green Bay's winning. Philly is down 10-0, and Washington over Dallas 10-7. San Fran 14-7 over the Rams, and the Seahawks are 10-3 over the Cardinals. I think that's anything that we could even be close to caring about right now.
No, hey, even if we only get one win in the playoffs, we don't get any wins in the playoffs, we have a home playoff game, we have 12 wins, we have a young team, we have cap space, we have a coach that we love, a GM that we are starting to trust. It can only get better, win or lose right now. It really can.
Welcome to Detroit.
Yeah, there you go. All right, guys, I'll let you get another call. I appreciate you taking my call.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Thanks for calling us.
Thank you.
Man.
Bye.
All right, ciao. All right, there we go. Awesome. That was it, man. That's exactly. It's not like we talked about checking off the box for this year for what a successful season is. There's one thing left to really nail it, but the future is so bright with everything we have that we're facing. It's all right there. Hey, caller, what's your name?
This is a team full of children.
It is, and a fan base. Hey, caller, what's your name? And how's it feel to be a 12-win fan?
My name's Tom, and I'm from the UP. I just love it.
Tom, how's it going up there, brother?
Great.
Is there snow on the ground?
Yeah, a little bit. There's only 3 inches, and
Don't you know?
the people are crying to go snowmobiling.
Okay, then.
Yep.
So I want to tell you a story is that I'm watching the game, and for some reason we had an electrical bump, and I had to go to the bar just to watch the rest of the game.
Damn it. Darn it. Oh, the tragedy.
And it was the greatest thing in the world just to watch them win.
Yeah, yeah. And they weren't serving anything non-alcoholic, so you had to suffer through beers, I assume.
Well, you always ask how many I've had drink. Well, I had a few.
Good.
You know. But I want to ask Ash a question. The question is, you know, they talk defense, and it's about the Y5 where Schwartz runs. What's the difference between that and what we run? I'm sort of curious on that.
Okay. The Schwartz defense is actually called the wide 9, and basically how it's different from other defenses is it's a 4-man line, but basically the ends are out wider on his defense than they are in other defenses. The idea being that lets the edge guy get a run at the tackle and have a bit more of a two-way go in terms of the pass rush. So it kind of sacrifices run stopping, unless you have really, really good players like the Browns do. Then whatever you do is right. You can't be wrong when your team's that good.
Linebackers? Okay.
Well, the other thing is that the linebackers don't switch sides. It's neither do the safeties. So there's no strong and free safety. It just depends on the offensive formation who does what. So you have to have really good players up the whole middle of the field, basically, because their responsibility changes. Like if a guy motions from the left to the right, the free safety becomes the strong safety, the weak left side linebacker becomes the middle linebacker, and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to run, but if you have a team full of all-stars like we did in 2011, basically, and the Bears do this year, you can get some pretty good results with it if you have the personnel.
All right. That's great. And did I tell you I'm 68 years old and I've been waiting for this?
So let me ask you: at 68, you had to been married for a while now. Did your wife know you shut off the breaker so that you had to go to bar watch the game?
No, I'm not married. I'm single, and then all of a sudden, the internet went out. That's what happened. They must have had some glitch or something, and I didn't even have a phone. I didn't have nothing. I says, I'm not going to just sit here and look at the walls. I says, I have to watch this game. I've been in tune with them, and I just, for some reason, you guys are always positive, and so I always listen to you. And I'm positive. I just like what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's what I enjoy. Yeah, how can you not? I mean, I'm not one of them namesayer. I always looked at the positive, and even in the first year, I thought just the way they played hard. You could just see the difference. Even, they didn't have any talent, so they weren't going to do anything.
Yeah.
But I just seen the positive out of it.
Yep.
They were doing the right things badly. Like that's the thing. You could tell immediately that it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Even though they were not getting wins, everybody was engaged. Everybody cared. And even after the 10th loss, every single person on that roster was still dialed in. Going like, all right, that's fine.
But it was enjoyable game to watch. They were in it. And, if you know football, they didn't have any talent.
Yeah.
They start getting
we had some
talent,
people saying that if they didn't win the Super Bowl, the season was a failure in the first year of this regime. And to those people, I would like that's whenever I tell people to shut up, that's the kind of person I'm talking about. So if you're not that kind of person, I'm not talking to you. Relax.
I thought they were a year away, and I went, and my goal was to go every month 3-1. And I figured we'd win 12 games, and I was happy we got the 12.
I just have to give a quick update. 17-0. The Giants are just pasting it on the Eagles right now. This is not.
You're kidding me.
This is not. If you're an Eagles person, which you better not be if you're listening to this, but
I ain't no Eagles person. I just.
Nobody wants their team to go in the playoffs like this. Nobody
Yeah.
wants this. This is great.
No.
All right, man. Hey, we're gonna let you go. I appreciate
Thank
you having
for,
you on.
taking my call.
Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate you. And sir, keep going. Have a good winter up there in the UP. I got someone in the chat saying 68 is 98 in Uper years, bud. So you're doing pretty good over there.
Thank you very much. You guys have a great one.
All right, brother. You will. Okay, then. There we go. We got ourselves. I love my Upers, man. I've talked about this before on the air. I used to go up to Waters Meet all the time and spend a bunch of time in the middle of nowhere in the woods there up in I think it was the Ottawa State Forest. Loved my Uper time. Hit the casino once or twice while I was there, and then stink like campfire smoke and go in and have some fun. I loved it up there. It's gorgeous, gorgeous country. All right, let's get to it. Hey, caller, what's your name, and how does it feel to be a 12 win part of the fan base for something like that in a sentence that makes no sense? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I've had 4 or 5 wines, red wine.
There you go.
I'm feeling great.
Nice.
We got Hattori Hanzo, our famous samurai sword salesman, in the chat. His counterparts in Philly have been on suicide watch for weeks. Yeah, I work with a bunch of people in Philly, and I'm loving the pain. I'm loving it. Oh, anyway, so what you got for us out there in Latvia, my friend?
I just wanted to talk about the is it FTP for the Packers to get in the playoffs. Actually, I'd rather them get into the playoffs. And the reason is that means they're picking anywhere from 3 to 8 spots worse in the draft. And I think we can beat either the Packers or the Rams. Bring it.
I like that. Quick question for you on the couple of wines you've had. It came up in the chat. Is that bottles or glasses?
I mean, he is European. It's a valid question.
I can neither confirm nor deny any of that.
Oh man. Yeah, this is just something I love. I love these kind of retrospective moments, right? And it's so good just to kind of take stock at a point like this. And like I said, I was look it up when I had a quick break in production duties here. How many times we've gotten 12 or more wins? It's 5 or less. It's something to see here. I mean, this is history. We have witnessed history for the Detroit Lions, and that's worthwhile.
Yeah, I think, right now we're in at least the number 3 seed. We're in a good spot, and it doesn't matter who we play because the team we're going to play can probably beat us, but we can definitely beat the team we're going to play. And so we just have to play good. And if we play good, things will take care of itself.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we
no
can't
easy outs
beat
left.
Including us. Well, we can't beat ourselves. That's what it comes down to. Because when you see this team clicking on all the cylinders, they have the talent. They have the talent it takes to do what they need to do to win these games. But they do have a way of beating themselves. It's like Ash said, they're a bunch of kids on the field right now. To be able to see this team fire without the mistakes, and that's what Coach keeps talking about. Got to clean it up. Got to clean it up. If they can clean it up, they can beat anyone. They can beat anyone.
That's one thing I would say goes towards wanting to play the Packers is like that's a team full of children too. You know what I mean? Like they're not full of veterans who've been there. That's the one thing I don't love about the Rams is that their core veteran players have been there and they've done that. You know what I mean? Whereas like this Packers group specifically, like they didn't make the playoffs last year. They're going to barely make the playoffs this year if they do. And like for example, they don't have a single receiver that's, well, I guess today, half of their receiver group will complete their second year in the NFL, So it's like, it's the same thing. It'll just be everybody's wide eyed until the game starts. And then it's just a game, you know what I mean? Whereas like with the the Rams. Like, why nobody on that team cares that they made the wild card? They're probably mad.
Yeah, for sure.
What did you guys think of the broadcast crew? I didn't particularly care for them.
Doug Johnson, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah,
they're fine, but and they try.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Moose never has anything interesting to say about anything.
Yeah,
it's like I remember watching all those good players I was on a team with in the '90s. Was like basically what he said about 5 times today.
It's like eating
what
a row
they
of
do is they wouldn't
saltines
play
out
all
of a
those
Cracker
important
Box.
guys. Yeah.
Okay, I stand corrected. I was referring to 11 games. This is only the second time in franchise history the Detroit Lions have won 12 games.
Well, and last time we did that, we beat
the other time was 91
in the playoffs.
That's right. Hence, these beautiful shirts available at shirt.detroitlionspodcast.com commemorating their throwbacks to the design from 1991. Ash can feel the beautiful material in his hands as he shows it right there.
In 2 colors.
Yeah. Updated, but still with the callback to the old design. Beautiful stuff. And it's heather gray, I've been informed, not ash gray. Ash gray is, I think, a dead person's skin tone. Still
calling it ash gray and ash blue.
Hey, I got one more thing to say. We got 253 watching right now and only 94 likes. WTF. And I'm checking out.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Great
you, brother.
show.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Man, he dedicated listener. He's here for all the post-game shows from Latvia. I mean, it's right now, I think it's 7 hours ahead. So that makes it 2 a.m. 2 a.m. there. All right, let's get another call in
I will
here.
say, man, I miss the Mountain Time Zone. Every time we do one of these, I'm like, I remember when this was 3 o'clock.
I hated living on the West Coast until after the games were over. And it was like 9 p.m. on Sunday night. And I could still then get ready, the Sunday Scary, shaken out and get ready for work. Really quick caller before I get to you. Thank you for the super chat. Slew Shark ND. This winning thing is fun. Thanks for being there this season. P.S. Ash. Still love you, man. Hey, caller. What's your name and how's it feel to be a 12-win fan? Only 2 times for a team that's only done it twice in its history, including this year.
Hello, guys. This is Q from Chicago.
Hey, how
other
you doing?
Q.
Other
I've
Q.
called before.
Q2.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, that is my name. My first and last name start with Q. So
there you go. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, dude. Like 12 wins in a season. Like I just can't believe it. Like and almost 13. I mean, my mind is kind of blown right now. I've got my drink that I've been doing all season, which is Verner's, and I started doing with Jack at the beginning of the season, but I switched to Captain Morgan. So much of a better pairing. Around the holidays,
way better.
Around the holidays, throw a little eggnog in there. Keep it
in the regular or the spice.
And, the spice.
Yeah,
the spice. So
that's the one you're winning.
It's and I've it's kind of like my little seance. Anytime we've lost, I haven't had that drink. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, like every win, I've had like generous helpings of that drink, including today. And
so you got to stock up, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, the most notable one being Thanksgiving. I was trying to do dinner and making 3 different batches of mac and cheese and all this, and I didn't make my drink for the game. Lo and behold, so now we know.
I just little piece of knowledge for you that Kirkland, the Costco spiced rum, is made by Captain Morgan.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go.
It's a delicious. It's the one I use in my rum run.
I legitimately can't tell. Yeah, I can't tell the difference, honestly, between those two things.
No, I know.
Liquor, if I have a specialty when it comes to liquor, it's brown liquor in a cup with ice.
Speaking of,
right on.
After the next post game show, we're gonna crack some bourbon. And I have to see about getting this out to my other co-hosts as well. We've got it sent from one of our listeners. Great dude. We'll talk about it next week. But we're going to have some bourbon to break out, win, lose, or whatever. We will we'll have a nice little gift sent to us that we'll share. So
nice.
A bottle for the boys.
I got one last thing before I let you guys go. It's no, I don't think I've heard anyone talk about it, but I don't think we've lost 2 in a row this season. This is the first time I've seen us never have a single losing streak.
Since November of last year. Since November of last year, we have not lost 2 in a row.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that speaks to everything that's been going on in terms of the personnel, on the field, off the field.
Yep.
It's like these guys actually know what they're doing, and I love Jim Caldwell. I love that regime. I love, except for the offense. I did not like their offense when Jim Caldwell was here, but this is what we've been waiting for. So I'm happy to enjoy this with you and with everyone else. Thanks for the show. And just putting it out there every time, win, lose, or whatever, as you're able. This is great for people like me who are sort of Lions diaspora. You really make a great community for us. So
appreciate it.
Yeah, go Lions. 12 wins. Let's make it 13 next week.
Appreciate that. I just want to tell you, in the spirit of OBJ, the New York Giants are taking a massive shit on the Philadelphia Eagles' chest, 24-0.
I'd have to change it to the Philadelphia Steamer.
There's no might to it. It is
Jack
now.
Black to say that will be all right.
It is now the Philadelphia Steamer. I proclaim this to be the way it is.
That's the move.
Laporta going to miss some time. He's hyperextended the knee and has a bone bruise. Out indefinitely. Expected to miss time. There you go. Yep. All right, brother. Hey, I thank you for calling, and hopefully we'll talk to you again after a couple of playoff wins.
Yes, sir. Go Lions.
All right, you too, brother. Be see you. All right.
Roar.
Let's keep rocking and rolling. They keep calling. We keep answering. Hey, caller, what's your name? How much have you had to drink so far?
Hey, this is Beezer. I'm on my 6th tall all day.
6 tall all day. There you go. All right, Beezer.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question before. Well, why don't you get into what you got first? And I don't want to derail you here because you're 6 and you may. I don't.
No, Chris. What do you got?
Do you think they need to pay Goff now?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. I thought we had to pick Goff at the beginning. I with my fantasy team, I took Goff this year and told everyone Goff's top 8 in this league. I still think he's probably top 8 in the league.
Yep. Who is that?
And so here's my deal. I am almost 30. First time I've seen us win this many games. First time we see us play a home playoff game. Probably gonna be the first time I see us get a playoff win. That's crazy. And when I started, it was probably like 06, 07. And the first season I watched all the way through was 0-16. And Dan Campbell being on that team and being here now, it really feels like it's full circle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Circle is squared, my friend.
He squared this circle.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. I'm just really happy with where we are. DK Metcalf just limped off the screen. Micah Parsons is now in a wrestling match on the field. And don't forget about St. Jude. We've got a match going. We've got another 100 to get matched yet. Floundericious is out there stalking. We got Wayne W. Thank you for your $100 to St. Jude, and Jacob76 also. Nice. You had 50 that you put in. That's stjude.org/DLP. Let's help us some kids, and let's punish Riz just for being Riz, and get him to.
It's enough justification.
Clockwork Orange's ass with some Steve Miller Band. Oh man! So, caller, you agree with paying Goff?
Yeah.
You feel good about where we are.
Yeah.
What about the future?
I feel extremely good.
What do you see about? What do you think about? What do you think about the future of this team?
I think the future is really bright. I honestly, don't give Goff too much money, but re-sign Goff, keep him happy, because we've got a solid offense built up here.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's like I said, I started that 0-16 team, and this is the most relaxed and confident I've ever felt about the Lions.
I don't disagree. I'm with you on that. I feel like this team's in how am I going to say this? I feel confident in who we are and what we have, and not overconfident in what this team can be. Meaning, I recognize we have the talent to do anything we want, but we also are young enough and have the ability to make mistakes. So anything really is on the table. But my expectation is for the good things to happen, which is a lot different than it was not too many years ago. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it definitely does. And again, that's all I got. But I just want to say real quick, love what you guys do. Ash, I really love what you do. Your daily stuff is fantastic. You have amazing insight. And I love, like, you guys, like, you don't necessarily always have the same opinions on the same outcomes of stuff. And that's why I really come here, is to, like, get all these amazing views from different people that have amazing insight. So I love what you guys do. God bless. Go Lions. Fuck the Packers.
Oh, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, brother. FTP.
Nice.
I'll tell you the one thing, and this is just, I don't know if it's insight at all or inside or whatever, but one of the things that we've tried to put together here since the beginning, and Ash has been here since really, really early. You just didn't get to hear him that much. You could read him for a long time, that kind of thing, but he's been running around doing stuff and helping us for a long time. But it is all about different voices and people that don't necessarily agree on everything. I have, there's people that do stuff for us and do create content that I don't agree with a lot of their takes, but I love the fact that they have them because they make me think, and they come from an honest place. That's the only thing I ask. And you can, if you talk to any of the folks that create content for our channel, I don't editorialize or drive any of that. I want them to be honest in their takes, whether they think they're going to be liked or not, because I think the conversation is better with information. It's why we can keep having Blandino on, because love him or hate him, he brings information that gives you a better picture and a better opportunity to evaluate what's going on out there. So I hope you guys like all the voices, all the different thoughts that go into the content. Ash has been just crushing it, as you know, and we appreciate having him and what he does. So quick thank you, Ash, before I turn to our caller and ask him, caller, what's your name and how do you feel about being a fan of a 12-win team?
Chris and Ash, this is Blue Shark Indy. I am so happy to get a hold of you guys today. Such a great day.
Beautiful day.
Beautiful day.
Such a great day. And now, first off, it's so cool. Everybody who is now second guessing everything because Laporta's injured and why are you playing your starters? If they had held people back and lost today, that is no way to go into the playoffs. Then it would have just been, the bad management, bad coaching, and just same old crap. And I couldn't be happier. I mean, despite the Laporta injury, for what they're doing and how they're doing it. Are they perfect? No, but I love this team. I love this coaching staff. I love what they're doing. I think they're going to win the next game they play. And just like Dan Campbell said, all you got to do is just get them in the water, and then you got a chance to drown them. Yeah. Love that man. Love that man. So that's all good. And Ash, loving Canada too. Still love you, man.
Well, I appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. All right, my man. Well, we're going to keep rock and rolling. Risen's in the chat, folks. So if you want to just hum a few bars, some Steve Miller, just to taunt him.
His hatred of the Steve Miller band is so weird.
It's random as hell, isn't it?
Because like I don't like them, but until somebody mentions a song that they did, I have no memory of this band existing. You know what I mean? You're like, they did the Joker, and I'm like, oh yeah, the Joker. That's
Midnight Smoker.
Really bland.
Yeah,
yeah, like it's a song that came out.
It was a lot, like, in around my age group. I don't know why, because Steve Miller wasn't like, Riz's age group too, really. He wasn't like built for our generation quite. I mean, it was a little bit of an older crowd, but for some people, in some reason, people love to go to Pine Knob before it was DTE and then became Pine Knob again and see Steve Miller on the hill. It was some kind of party atmosphere or whatever. I never did it, but people seem to love it. And Riz was just He's an outlier, and I don't understand. Like I'm telling you, we've seen it. Sandman started to tell the story a little bit. It's almost an irrational like response. Like it's hilarious, right? And I've just because he will just absolutely remove himself from a situation if he can't break the whatever's making the sound, like whatever's playing the sound. And to Clockwork Orange's ass with some Steve Miller would be just incredible to me. Maybe I'm my undergrad's in psych. That's partly why I'm so terrible. But I would love to see this experiment. This is just something. Put him on a jet airliner, let him be a midnight toker, and have some fun. He's
one more thing, quick, guys.
Sure
Thank
thing, brother.
you so much for what you do. You guys are awesome, and I've been listening to you guys since year one. Best thing for the Detroit Lions, bar none. Thank you for doing what you do.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for sticking around that long and spending time. I appreciate you listening and having fun with us. And suffering.
Thanks,
and suffering too. All right, there we go. Oh, man. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. They're asking why. Fly like an eagle, Riz. Oh, I would hate that. Now that you say that right now, like in the moment, it just hit me. Cry, Eagles.
Yeah, like
cry, cheaters, cry.
Not a good band, you know. Like I'm not saying I disagree with him that the Steve Miller band sucks, because they do objectively. But like just having that visceral level of hatred is like caring that much, I guess, is what I'm saying. I don't understand. You know?
Yeah, Eagles just pulled Hurts. That one should be locked up. There was a interception. Dallas has a ball on Washington's 20 with a 4-point lead. So this could get out of hand. Oh, you got to tackle, boys. You got to tackle. All right. 2nd down and 3. All right. We'll keep watching. We'll keep our eyes. If we can hit 20K this week for the playoff game, then we should plan on happening the week between the inevitable Lions Conference Championship and the Super Bowl. We should actually do it at Senior Bowl, because we'll have him captive
in the room,
physically there with us.
You can like hold him down.
Yeah. And I could
restrain him physically.
I could play the music in his ears so he and I can hear it, but we wouldn't be streaming it across because that would be illegal and we don't break the laws. Like telling people go to sportsurge.net to see things that are on Peacock only. Anyway, yeah. Cry like an eagle. Cry like a cheater, eagle. I'm going to cry like an eagle. All right, there we go. Give us a call, 248-782-8384. We'll get you on the air. In the meantime, we'll start to close this out. Let's do just a quick retrospective on the season, Ash, and then we'll kind of preview into the playoffs here. What you look back across the season, way back when we started against the Kansas City Chiefs and the journey this team's been on. What are some of your thoughts?
Well, I think it's kind of amazing how many of the things we hoped were true turned out to be true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we hoped that Jahmyr Gibbs was going to be this super dangerous guy who definitely was worth the number 12 overall pick. And he was.
Positional value. Remember that conversation?
Yeah, I do. Sadly, I do remember that conversation, and it is the dumbest conversation I have ever had. Like, you don't win football games on spreadsheets. Stop acting like you do. And like, for that matter, like all of our picks at the beginning of this draft were terrible positional value because it was a running back, a linebacker, a tight end, and a safety. And if there are 4 positions you're supposedly not supposed to draft that high, I guess maybe this year we're taking a guard just to get the whole, you know.
We need one.
What's that, a pentfecta? You know, then we would have taken all of the things you're not supposed to do and still not taken a first round or I guess we did take a first round wide receiver too. I keep forgetting JMO exists for some reason. The defense, we just needed them to be average. They have been average. And it's just weird, like seeing in some places where people talk about football, how bad they think this defense is compared to how bad it actually is.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense at all. Like they're just average. Like number 1 wide receivers get catches. And if that's the only player on the other team doing anything, as long as you don't give up 200 plus yards, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like $150 from Jefferson and nothing from anybody else, not a huge deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like the CeeDee Lamb thing, that sadly, that was a bit much. Maybe we could stop it below the 200 mark, but
one stop,
like
one
that
play.
ended up. Yeah. And the other thing too, you got to remember is like CJ Gardner-Johnson at the beginning of this season was like a top 3 player on our defense for us, and he's been gone the whole year.
Yeah.
They've been playing without him, and yeah, it's nice that if he stepped up and played really well, but it's like CJ said, in his press conferences this week, like he's not coming back to play in a rotation. He's still probably the best player in this secondary. Well, he didn't say that. I'm putting words in his mouth right there.
Yeah,
that'd be a terribly rude thing to say to your teammates, but. Realistically speaking, it's probably true. Second, maybe at absolute worst, really, is where he fits on that. So we got that back. How different would this season look with James Houston on the other side of the pass rush on all those obvious passing downs that we got to watch Aiden Hutchinson get held on all the time? It's because he can't stop the run. He's not really good at that, but just having that other guy who could do any kind of pass rush, we saw what a huge difference that made at various points.
Levi out there today, man.
Yeah, that's man, I don't know what they're going to do with him this offseason, because I half thought they were rostering that guy just so he could get his 3rd vested year in and get the health care for life.
Now
that's how that one felt to me, but he's had a couple really good games this year.
He smells like
who knows,
iffy.
maybe
he
2 healthy
like
off seasons, maybe he comes back, man. You know what I mean? Like that's
why did the coaches hang on to him? Because he's got that same kind of potential that Iffy showed.
Yep.
And all of a sudden he shows up and can do it. Hey, caller, let me get to you in 1 second. I just got to give a shout out to Flounder. He got himself one of these big fluffy fleece blankets that has the sweet logo on the other side of the Detroit Lions 2023 NFC North champs. This one's gigantic. This is like 6 foot by 7 foot. This one. When you get it, Flounder, give it a wash. That's what puffs up all the fleece and makes it its absolute best. It's a little flattened down because it comes all smashed out of the creator place. But it is a fantastic blanket. It is the most snuggly thing for the winter. Get yourself at store.detroitlionspodcast.com, shirt.detroitlionspodcast.com gets you there so you can get yourself one of these sweet shirts. Hey, caller, what's your name and how's it feel to be a fan of a 12-win team for only the 2nd time in its history?
Feels great.
So what do you
About
think?
time.
Yeah. I mean, how long have you been a fan of the team?
Are you kidding me? When I was 3 years old, Tobin Rote was the backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions under Bobby Lane, 1957.
Wow. So you've seen a lot. You've been
it's like a bit, yeah.
I did not expect that at all.
I'm answering a lot, yeah.
But no, I've been watching them all my life. I remember my grandpa throwing me up on his legs when they won it in 1957. I had no clue, but what can I say?
Yeah.
But I'm thrilled. All my buddies were all big Lions fans. I was up at the Knights of Columbus today and in Wyandotte, Michigan, and watching the game. And that's only a stone's throw from Canada, Ash.
Yep.
Big stone.
Correct. Yeah, and a good throw.
But I try to drive a golf ball over there. There's a little course there at Wyandotte Shores, and none of us could make it. I need to get one of those potato guns.
Yep, that'll do.
But,
oh my God,
this is. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and all my buddies and that. We're just thrilled. They're doing so well.
Let me ask: did you ever go to a Lions game at Briggs Field?
No, I did not.
Okay, just sure.
No. I did see Rocky Calavito once. So when my dad took me. He's from Chicago.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
My wife taught a descendant of the Briggs family, a Briggs boy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was interesting when we were out in LA. Crazy how small the world can be. Some of the folks that we met out there that were like throwbacks to old Detroit. It was something. But what do you? Go ahead, man.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was going to hit you with a question, but you had something.
Oh, I was just going to say I really enjoy finding Detroit Lions podcast. It was only about 6 months ago, and I've been listening to it pretty much every day after that.
Wow. Are you okay?
Love it.
Are you okay? we haven't hurt you, have we?
No, not at all.
Good. No, I appreciate that, man. It's awesome. I love it. I mean, I've been watching this. We've been doing this now for almost. We're coming up on crossing 9 years of doing it into our 10th year, and we keep finding, or people keep finding us. And just when I think like, hey, everybody's heard about it and been kind of through it and like done their thing, more and more people. It's just constantly being found, and it's not just like new people coming of age. Here we are, a guy that was alive for the 1957 team. Yeah.
Yeah. What I like about it is you can actually put input into the show by typing out your messages and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why mine says my full name, which was Christopher. Then my last name started with a P, but I go by because my name is Chris. All of my friends call me Luda.
Oh, Ludacris.
There you go. I got to get that changed. But it's been a pleasure talking to you two gentlemen.
You as well, man. Thank you for listening. Thank you for calling in, and congratulations. Really, I mean, you've got it on all of us. You've been around and you've suffered more. I hope this really warms your heart, man, because this was an amazing year. And if we can pull a win or more out of these playoffs,
right,
man, we can.
I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait till next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
And I couldn't wait for tomorrow. Big game. Go Blue.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's wish those Wolverines some good luck.
That's my shuffleboard night. We'll be up at the club. It'll be fun. Lots of beer.
Oh man, that's awesome. All right, we'll get this win, and next time I'm in town, we gotta figure out how to have some beers because I want to hear some stories.
My treat at the club.
I've never been to the club. That sounds fun.
You'll enjoy it. We got 50 bourbons.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Okay, so we're doing this on the day before the show next year at the
training camp. Yeah, maybe we do the party at the club.
I'll get in touch.
All right, man. That sounds awesome.
All right, you guys are awesome. Take care now.
Appreciate you, man. Be good. All right.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. All right. Woo, man. I'm a little bit. I mean, think about it. Somebody who witnessed the 57 championship, somebody from Latvia on the phone. It's amazing. It's just amazing. I am always stunned by kind of the reach of this show and the folks. Never met a terrible person. You know what I mean? Have just made a lot of good friends along the way, met some good people along the way. It's been a really good ride. It's been a lot of fun. All right. With that, I think, Ash, we should call this. This will take place of the DLP Daily tomorrow because Ash is.
Yes. Yeah, there will be no DLP Daily tomorrow. I would have been recording that right now.
He works 5 days a week. We don't do overtime.
No. I'm not getting nearly enough out of this to do overtime.
Oh, man. So there you go. This will be the morning DLP Daily for you. We'll have content all week and the show this week and a lot more to come. Let's prepare for the Lions' first playoff game since 1993. First 12-win season since 1991 and never before. So we got a special team here, special people. Let's remember all the everything that went into this season, all the folks that put it there. And yes, we're all big Red Wings fans. My man, Ash.
They are my 32nd favorite team.
All right, man. Thank you all, Steve, Mark, Ken, all you folks giving us love. Riley, thank you. Appreciate all you folks for joining us for the show. It's great time. And Michael, great question. We've talked about it a couple times. The show he'll be on here and there. He's a busy guy, and his professional life and personal life got very busy, so he was unable to continue doing his contributor stuff. But we've talked about finding places to get him in here.
And that's the thing, man. Is like people think you just sit down and talk for 15 minutes and that's the show. No, absolutely not. Nobody can do that. Like all I have to say is just record yourself talking about a thing you know a lot about for 15 minutes, 5 times a week, and then see how long it is before you can't think of anything to say. You know what I mean? Like, this sounds really easy. And I'm not gonna lie, there have been weeks where I was kind of riding the struggle bus a little bit this year. You know what I mean? Just trying to think of like, okay, what had like second time you play the Packers, what do you say in your preview of the Packers game? You know, stuff like that, man.
They've got a new cornerback since the year went down.
Who got hurt? Who got hurt? Okay, my guy Musgrave got hurt. That's great.
They've got a guard out.
Yep.
Oh man, yeah,
man,
no,
yeah.
it is tough. And it's
so if your job is to do that for another team for several hours a day, and then in your off time you're trying to do this, man, I don't blame anybody for deciding they don't want to do it anymore. You know what I mean? And then that's what it comes down to, is you only have so much time in a day, and
you got to make it interesting.
There's a lot of things pulling.
You got to make it interesting. That's the other part.
Unless you're me, and then you just keep talking until people get used to you.
They realize just how bad everyone else is. The bar's low. Here we go. All right.
Yep.
We'll have fun. Hey, folks, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Please do that. We typically ask once a show, and we'll do that now. Please do that. We appreciate you when you do that. It helps us get found by other folks. And share, like, all that kind of stuff. Subscribe, all the other stuff. We appreciate you when you do that. We also want you to hit the Slack. We would already have an ad-free feed up for the podcast if it was at all, I don't even want to say easy, manageable to do. Patreon makes it so difficult. They want to take over, they want to own your feed versus where you have your feed already. And both, it's like everybody wants control of your shit. That's what it comes down to. And it's the biggest pain in the arse. Right now, we're looking at it. I don't want to tell people leave Patreon because we're kind of stuck with them. There's extra work involved with creating that, but I think we can do it. We just can't make the back catalog available that way, is where it looks like we're going to go. So I continue to work on it. I continue to be in contact with them to try to figure it out, but it should not be this hard. It's stupid. These stupid platforms, man. Just provide your service and do your service. Do it well. That's it. That's all you got to do. Don't be assholes, right? Don't try to be the center hub for everything, because you can't have 10 hubs. All you do is make more work.
Nobody wants you to be.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like the whole point of this is we didn't want hubs that we had to funnel all of our money through to get anything. That's why cable was dying. You know what I mean? Is because like still to this day, with all of the streaming services I have to get to do all of my stuff, I'm still not paying as much as I was paying for cable to give me way less stuff, you know?
Yeah, especially with sportsurge.net.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Peacock. All right, anyway, Patreon gets you in. Patreon.com/Detroit Lions podcast. $5 a month gets you access to the Slack. That's the one. Also, if you're looking and you want to get ahead of this curve, we're going to figure this out. It'll be the $9 a month tier on Patreon that'll get you access to the ad-free stream. So you see Ash's daily, Dr. Liao, our show every week, and the post-game shows will all come through, and all the stuff that comes through from Senior Bowl and all the other events will come through ad-free for you, so you'll be able to do that. That will help once we can get that working, but you can preload on that if you want to get into the $9 tier for that. Now, also follow us on Twitter at Mr. Tweetson, as you see for Ash, and at DET Lions Podcast. Mr. Tweetson doesn't want you to follow him. He has too many followers already. So unfollow him if you follow him today, so that he can have a nice clean feed and doesn't have all that other information in there. Best place to see us pants free.
I hate Twitter so much.
I know. If there was ever a bully pulpit created, Twitter is it. Let's democratize the bully pulpit. Give us a call.
Everything I hate about everything, all in one place. Let's go.
We're the hub for everything you hate. Call us on Skype, Detroit Lions Podcast.com, or Detroit Lions Podcast, all one word, or call us on the Lions line at 248-782-8384, 248-782-8384. Rub you fuck. Be sure to go to DetroitLionsPodcast.com, because when you do, you can subscribe to the podcast, and then you get all this stuff rolling into your ears automatically, like we like to do. Thank you for tuning in, and we're going to see you next time on the Detroit Lions Podcast. Remember, no pants, no toasters, no hot tubs, no problems, because we are a 12-win team that's rolling into the playoffs, and we're your Detroit Lions and a Reddit connection. Congratulations, Lions. Congratulations, fans. We'll see you after the game next week.